I forgot to add myself. My goodness. Technical glitches. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so
good morning.
I did my intro, and I assume it was not heard.
No.
Yeah. Well, see, I haven't had my coffee yet. Yeah, so today's topic is bells and whistles. We're going to be talking about which features of a typewriter we consider essential and which we can live without. So welcome back, Ted.
Hello. I don't see your picture on the screen.
You don't? I should be on there.
I see a black square for you, Gregory the poor typist.
Uh-oh.
And John Mallet is upside down, but other than that, everything looks fine.
It's fine. Everything looks good to me.
Have you had your coffee?
It's
Ed?
I have coffee right here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come.
All right, and welcome back, Dado.
I got to change the.
And welcome to the stream, John.
Hey there.
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Okay. You know, it's French. It's Maillet.
Maillet.
Okay.
Maillet.
Okay.
Yeah, Acadian. Well, French. I'm gonna have to try a different device here because this is lagging on me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to switch.
Okay.
I'll be back in a bit.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
And welcome back, David. How are you?
Right.
Good. Your audio is cutting out just a little bit.
All right, hold on just a second. Is that a little bit better?
Hard to say.
Just a second, sorry. How's that? Better? No, worse?
Your voice is kind of scratchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. All right. How about now? Better?
It's
closer.
It's
All right, yeah, I was having some difficulty this morning.
this is a morning of technical issues.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to see you guys. Sorry.
This is a morning.
Hello, Anthony.
Hello, everybody.
Joe.
Hello, Anthony and
Hi
Joe.
there. Hi, everybody.
I'm another Canadian, but I'm living in the States.
All right.
Hey, Gregory, David, Dado, Joe, I'm another Canadian. Ted. Who's the other Canadian? Who's the other Canadian? I should know you. Hey, Gregory, David, Dado, Joe.
Uh-oh, we have an echo going on.
I'm a Canadian. I should know you. Hey, Gregory.
Let's see.
So, Anthony, you should probably use the headphones.
Okay. I'm a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Anthony was causing the echo there. I muted him temporarily. And I think we have John back.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
All right, there we go.
Hey, John Mae.
Yes,
Hey.
you got it, Joe.
All
We
right.
were just asking him, how do you pronounce your last name?
Yes.
It's you can pronounce it any way you like.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Just don't call you late for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so we've had all kinds of technical issues this morning, but we are going to be talking about features of typewriters, and it looks like Ted's already setting something up for us.
Well, I'm setting up the cameras anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still
so,
can't
Hey,
see
Brian.
you.
There's Brian Goode.
yes.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Brian. Yeah. So I guess I'll get things started.
Okay.
So I'm a less is more type of person. So I just want enough where I can just type and not have to worry about things going wrong with the typewriter. So I'll just show you an example here. You actually let me make this. My moderating software is having issues, but let's see here. I'll make this big. Hopefully.
Just so you know, I still can't see you. I can see everybody else, but not you.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was like that for me first, but I can see
Ooh.
now.
Well, my my moderation software just crashed, so hopefully that'll reconnect. But anyway, fortunately, I use my cell phone on the cell phone network, so it's separate from the from the moderation software. Actually, it's going to let me back in. Hopefully. Okay. Anyway, so some of you may or may not recognize this. Sarah Van Allen was actually trying this typewriter. So we worked out a deal where I ended up with it.
Oh,
So it's
Ah.
Olympia Splendid 33.
nice.
And this is sort of typical of what I like. Just simplicity, and I don't need tabs. I don't need anything fancy. Like, I love my magic margins. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need them.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the simplicity of something like this. And I do see Sarah's actually here. She's going to be joining us a little bit later, it looks like. Again, my moderation software is not working well. But anyway, oh, and I do want to show, because I showed this one last week, and it was one I was going to return to the seller. But I ended up keeping it. And let me see if I can zoom in now. This software is just not behaving. There we go. Okay. So you'll remember the carriage return was all floppy. Well,
Yeah.
the new feature of this typewriter is a rubber band.
Yes. Whatever works.
Whatever works. And actually, I started doing a little more typing with it, and the sluggishness went away. It still has some issues, and it still needs a good cleaning, but it's working. So, yeah. All right. So let's just go to Dotto next. What features do you look for, and which do you just not care about?
That's a good question. I would say that I can live without tabs as well. I do like having them, but I don't need them. Or even the tabs that are like on the little brothers that are already set at 10 spaces. I can live with that. I don't mind doing this. So I can live without tabs. I do. Like I said last week, I do like having a number one. And really, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm pretty simple. I want to use the machine.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, the fewer features, conceivably, the less likely that something's going to go wrong. The SG1 that I showed last week, now, of course, it's got loaded with features. And one of the tabs on that don't work correctly. I can set a tab, but it's the whole carriage gets jammed up, and I'm debating whether, like I said last week, I don't really want to tinker. I'm debating on whether I just let it go, or do I pull the back off and try to figure out what's going wrong. I suspect that it really is a matter of, some corrosion or some grease or something that's sticking that's not doing what it's supposed to do. But really, a simple machine is fine. Like I said, I do like having the number one, so I'll leave it at that for now.
Oh, okay. I think I'm kind of in agreement there. I do prefer the one, because every time I go to type a one and it's not there, I have to stop and think, okay, am I using the capital I or the lowercase l? And it's always the lowercase l, of course, but that's my mental process, and it's not ideal.
Yeah.
One other thing I do like about the SG1 is it has the degree symbol. It's the only typewriter that I've ever seen that has that, and you would be surprised maybe how often you might want to use that. If you're talking about the weather with somebody,
Exactly.
I love being able to go boom. In fact, I go out of my way
Yeah.
to make sure I can use that. A
Very
feature
good.
that I don't have to have, but I do think is really cool, is the double space on the SG1, which gives you the title. I don't use it much, but it sure is cool. So
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
next.
Definitely. All right. Well, he's taking a sip of coffee, but David, how about you?
Is my audio better
It
now?
is, yes.
Okay. I think I like a basket shift rather than a carriage shift. If I can find one with it. It's not a deal breaker. But when I'm actually writing for a long period of time,
Yeah.
that's why I like Hermes so much. The color is important. I think we can all agree that if something's in a strange color, you're more likely to buy it. It's going to be worth more for some reason. Like anything red, it's you struck gold when you found something like that. And size, I think too. I love the Royal HH if I want to sit down and really get some work done, but I've got two of them and they're humongous.
Yeah.
Smaller, more compact. I'm a lot more picky than I used to be, when I first started, I would snatch up whatever I could find, and now I just bought the first typewriter I purchased in over a year. So last week, I'm happy to show it to you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So just real quick, I was out on Route 66 with my wife. We went to an antique. I asked the guy if he had any typewriters, and he kind of was like, "Oh, yeah, I do." And then he went underneath and he grabbed two typewriters. The first one was a Remington Rand, and I was like, "No, I'm good on that." And the second one was this one.
Now I see Joe and Ted playing around with their lenses there.
Yeah, I just screwed around. My dirty glasses.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, let's make you bigger.
Ooh.
Ooh,
There's a Remington.
yeah.
The Porterite.
Ooh, green.
It's in the two-tone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I said, "Yeah, I'll take that one."
Yeah.
So, $50.
Wow.
That's an excellent price.
I know. I sent Richard Polt an email, and he sent me a link to his blog about Porterites. Yeah, it was super cool. I couldn't figure it out at first because I never had the old,
The flip up type bars.
yeah, raise it up.
And how much was that?
$50.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Nice.
Wow.
I bet you started the car pretty quick.
yeah, he looked it up. The first one he looked up was like $795 on Etsy. He said a deal's a deal, man. So
Yeah, gotta live with it.
There's Anthony.
Welcome, Anthony.
Took me forever. Thanks for your patience.
Before
Yeah,
I lose this train of thought, David,
Yeah.
I saw you in a previous video, and I'd like to know what that red typewriter is behind you.
it's an Olivetti Valentine.
Oh, I'll give you my mailing address.
Oh, you
this
don't want
one-
that thing.
This one was $40.
Oh my goodness.
And I have the case with the
$40.
rubber strap.
How does it run?
He even keeps it locked up.
He has to.
Put your mask on.
What's your white gloves?
Nice.
Yeah.
And I've got the case. Everything's still there, even the spindles and everything. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
$40. That's insane.
What's your address?
When are you not home?
You guys know where the keys are.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that was again, I've been real picky. And that came up and I was like, I need to get that ASAP. So it started at 30 and she said somebody else wants it, but you can have it for 40 because they're kind of iffy. So
Oh, my Lord. Ugh.
All right. So, Ted, what about you?
Well, let's see. I am not much for bells and whistles at all, really. I have this, which is kind of, well, I mean, you will recognize it because somebody's already showed you one like it. But let's see if I can get it open. There we go. This one is a Monarch with the raised type bars,
Wow.
which my grandfather found for me at a yard sale for $15. And,
Oh, wow.
I have replaced all of the rubber on it, so it is in basically showroom condition.
Wow.
Sweet.
And it has Art Gothic typeface on it.
Oh.
And it has has no right margin, has no bell, has no tabs, has no. I don't even think it has a backspace. But it is one of my favorites.
Wow.
Yeah.
But as far as, go ahead.
Now, typing on those, because you have the type bars raised up like that, does that affect visibility at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, let me throw a sheet of paper in there. And
Well, it's certainly not a tall typewriter, so.
no, definitely not. It has no paper bail.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
No, look at that.
Wow.
And you have to pull the lever forward and move it over to
Yeah.
do the carriage return.
My
Interesting.
Remington's the same. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as bells and whistles, it really doesn't have any. But it's it's still a pretty Cadillac machine to me.
Wow. I would agree.
I don't
and-
mind the bells, but the whistles drive me nuts.
Yeah, and I like little portables like the Brothers and the Silver Seikos. I don't need a lot of bells and whistles at all.
Yeah. All right, John, how about you?
Not that big on the bells and whistles. Like, not that, I mean, it's nice to have. Actually, one thing is the paper support in the back, kind of fun, because my go-to is the old flat top standard, the Smith Corona, and there is no support on the back of that. That's about the only thing. But the other thing too is ease of access to the innards, for any kind of just cleaning and maintenance and stuff. I think that the one typewriter that I have that it's the most difficult to get into is the Model 5, Remington. I'm sure there is a way to take the case off, but I don't want to experiment with that. It's a dirty old typewriter, but actually it types really nice print. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I have I forget which typewriter it is. It's like a 70s era typewriter with a plastic body, but even though it's plastic, it's sealed up like Fort Knox, and on the bottom it has screws, but they're these specialty screws.
Yeah.
You can't see the regular screwdriver on.
Well, I know. Yeah. There was one that I picked up, and it was actually the only typewriter that I didn't actually see it when I picked it up. I saw an ad for it, and I got somebody else to pick it up for me at a convenience, and it was one of those Corsairs, the Smith Corona, and it was just I regretted that so much. I tinkered with that for about a week and then just dumped it.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, it was. I was so frustrated because I had a couple of Smith Coronas before that, and they were so well built, the quality, and then all of a sudden, there's this that comes out. It's like they made a deal with the devil in the 70s, and
you know what the Corsairs are good for?
Nothing.
You take the carriage arm off and you put it on a real Skywriter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Ouch.
And actually, to what you mentioned about, in order to open the case up, you had to get a special tool, which good luck finding that.
Oh, you just break it open.
Yeah.
Well, mine was broken already when I had it. It was like the front little clips were already broken, so I didn't really care that much about breaking the rest. So
yeah.
But it's been good for parts. It's got a lot of good parts on it.
Wow. All right, and how about you, Joe?
Well, I think there's like essential features, and then there's nice to have features. So essential is pretty bare bones. I'd like to have a carriage return lever that works, of course, but you don't really need it. You could actually pull the carriage to the right with the right platen knob and then click, right? You could literally do that. Actually, I got to have a left and right margin, of course, and some of the really bare bones typewriters from the 30s, like you say, didn't have a right margin. But other than that, the nice to have stuff is a left carriage release lever on the left platen, the left side of the carriage. And I don't need tabs, but like this Studio 45 behind my shoulder there, it has that Olivetti feature of the automatic indentation of the paragraph. If you hold the margin release button down when you're doing a carriage return, it'll stop like 5 spaces indented in from the left margin. That's kind of a nice feature once you know it's there. And I'd rather have that than tabs, actually. But and then I kind of like a smaller typeface, right? More like an 11 or 12 character per inch. And another nice to have for me is a half spacing, half character space machine. That's kind of nice. It's not essential. I do kind of like it. And then when I go back to a Smith Corona that doesn't have it, it's kind of like, oh, this is one whole space, it's kind of different. But yeah, but as far as essential typewriter features, I think the Mercury, the Royal Mercury is fine, and the Hermes Rocket is fine. Although I have a 1953 Hermes Rocket, and it has the little L-shaped carriage return lever that's almost an afterthought. So, but they're both nice machines, right? So I think having maybe 12 character per inch, a smaller typeface is really kind of better, a nicer feature for me. I just seem to be able to create better with a smaller typeface. And I do like small portables, right? But there's always intrinsic compromises with portables. Trade-offs, yeah.
Yep,
So,
yep. Yeah, I'm in total agreement about the 12 characters per inch. I just love it. To me, it looks better. You can fit more words on the page or on the postcard or whatever. So yeah, we're in agreement there.
So last week I had a visitor come over to the house, Bill Teft, who's a member of our typewriter club, and of course we were wearing our masks and everything. But he just got a Hermes 3000, the curvy style, like maybe the 1960s style, and it had like the small typeface, but it had a gorgeous typeface style. I haven't seen it before. I don't quite know what it is. It's sort of a rounded style characters and
Futura.
Maybe the Futura. Yeah, they're just gorgeous machine. And of course, I know very well what the 1970s made in France boxy square Hermes 3000 feels like, and his felt a little bit nicer. It's a real subtle difference. Anyways, getting off on the topic there, but as far as features like the ribbon on the Hermes 3000, the ribbon color band on the paper bail, I don't need that. That's more fluff, right? You don't need that feature. That's overly complicated. And having 5 different settings for your bichrome, pentachrome, pentachrome maybe. That's kind of, I mean, I guess if you're working in an office and using an all black ribbon, being able to use it 5 passes maybe would be nice. But that's kind of a, a luxury feature. And I think clearing all tabs, having a button to clear all tabs, isn't really important to me unless I was doing spreadsheets or something. That's not really that big of a deal for me. But I'm not an office worker with a typewriter either, so it might have been important to somebody back in the day.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Anthony?
Well, one thing I wanted to say off the top was about Hermes 3000s. I've had terrible luck. I've purchased 2 of them, and both of them have arrived damaged. I feel like I've got a hex on me or something. One came all the way from Poland, and its basket was totally off the machine body. And then I received another one, and its body was it looked like somebody had dropped it from a great height, and it came all loose, and it was just awful. But anyways, I'm a writer, and I tend to draft on my typewriters. I'm a collector by practice. I use my typewriters, and what's really important. Hello, dog. What's really important to me is because I'm a touch typist. Geez, never be in a movie with a dog. But what I appreciate is a bell to let me know, because I'm not looking at the keyboard. I'm not looking at the typewriter, and so I appreciate the bell. I've got a Cleave here, and I just got a Hermes 10 electric, and neither of them have a sufficient sort of bell, so that kind of bothers me. But I'm like Ted, Jack, and Joe. That sounds like a law firm, but I'm with y'all. I really, each machine, and I've written quite a bit about this, because each machine kind of is their own personality, and I tend to take out a typewriter and sort of reintroduce myself to its personality, its idiosyncrasies, and just sort of work with it. For example, my Calibre, its left margin, it slips all the time. So I'll return, and it'll move on me, and so I get quite a jagged left margin. But I've just learned that when I return, I have to stop, spacebar, and then know where I am. So I just have to be a bit more aware. But in terms of bells and whistles, I just need it. I never use line spacing at all. 1 space is sufficient. I like a 12 point font, the smaller, the Skywriter 12, and I'm happy. I can work with any typewriter.
So as a writer, you don't use double spacing?
I do not. No.
Okay.
No, because what you can do is what you do is I take a typed like 5 to 10 typed pages. I feed them into my scanner. I scan them to my desktop, and I convert them to Word, and I can do whatever I want.
That's true. It's just I like editing on paper.
Well, I do a bit of both, but I've never. I just the space kind of like blank journals drive me crazy, and I don't like college ruled where it's too. So I don't like too much space. I like that block of text, and I've just over the years learned to work with that.
Okay.
He likes it dense.
Yeah,
I do. Dense.
All right.
I'm a dense writer too. So.
Oh. Welcome, Brian.
Hi.
And you saw the topic?
Yes. Bells and whistles.
Yes.
I was trying to find the most feature-free typewriter that I have. And I think it's definitely this one. It's this
Zephyr.
Corona, Zephyr 1.
Mm-hmm.
The Zephyr 2 is not nearly as bereft as this one is, but this one, This is the carriage return lever. This little thing you put your finger
Oh
in.
my goodness.
That's teeny weeny.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they just couldn't spare the metal to make a bigger thing than that.
Yeah.
There's no paper support. There's no shift lock key. You just put the shift button down and then you put it over to the side.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so you got it catched on a hook on the side.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's so bare. I mean, it's pretty. It's cute. It's small, but yeah, this is too much. This is too much simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like to have. Oh, go ahead.
So it's the extreme then.
Yeah, that's going too far.
Yeah. That's something close, similar to that.
Oh yeah, the early Hermes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The carriage return
Stub.
there is this little pinch.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's neat.
A
So
lot of the
that's-
early Remingtons have that.
Yeah. The Remington, it's like almost like you're pulling it down, almost flicking it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a pinch return. Yeah.
yeah, as far as the bell, it's the worst bell I think I have on.
Oh, yeah, I love that. That makes my heart sing.
That bell is
I could just tape that and just have it on a loop, and I can sleep to it. Means I'm
Sounds
getting
like
my
one of
work
those
done.
doorbell ringers, ring,
Yeah.
the mechanical kind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Brian, what features do you look for?
Well, I like having number one. That's true. I like having paper supports. That really makes a difference to me. I'm trying to write out someplace and I can't see what I did, 10 minutes ago. It bothers me. So I always like to have paper supports. And I like this typewriter that has an unjam key. So I don't have to reach up and stick my typewriter by myself.
Yes. Okay, that's getting a little fancier now.
Yeah, well, you have to draw the line
that's good.
somewhere. That's where I draw the line.
I don't know. What does an unjammed key look like? I'm trying to imagine.
It kind of looks like looks like a banana.
Let me zoom in on you here.
Can you see that? This
Banana?
guy
Oh yeah. Yeah.
right at the top.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. All it does is unjam keys. Doesn't do anything else.
A lot of machines have the margin release is also an unjam key.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got a couple typewriters like that.
not that I don't jam often, but it's interesting. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I was at a type-in and there was a little kid banging on this typewriter right here, and getting everything stuck. I said, "Here, let me help you.
Right.
This typewriter's got a keyboard that unjams the key that unjams the keys for you." And he said, "Oh, that's great." So you went, jam, hit the button, jam, hit the button, jam, hit the button.
Yeah.
I sorry I said anything.
Should have told him an electrocuted granny or something downstairs.
Every time you press this button, the puppy dies.
Yeah.
Oh, mean.
We'll kill this
I'm just
puppy if
kidding.
you don't. Yes, the old National Lampoon. If you don't subscribe, we'll kill this dog.
Yeah. No, I love dogs. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. I've got two myself.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
He's like, it's no room on the bed for me.
Yeah.
It's just enough.
Sorry, I'm having issues with the moderation software.
Oh,
So
it's okay.
you're still on focus here, but we have the dog to look at.
Yay.
Entertain us.
Yeah, he doesn't do very much, but he'll try. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There we go.
interesting.
There we go. Oh, let me get to the other. There we go. All right. Yes.
Oh,
So
we lost Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think he's back. He's back.
One more, and you can have a full Brady brunch.
I know. I'm hoping for it, but we know it probably around 9 o'clock we're gonna have Sarah. So
Okay.
I was in a Zoom. I was in a Zoom class for 3 weeks, 3 successive Fridays, with 90 people. Oy.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah, it was discombobulating, and you were numb by the end of the day. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
it was like the UN or I don't know,
Yeah.
Star Chamber business. It was great.
Ed Monk, you can be Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, David, I did want to ask you actually. because you
Yes.
you do screenwriting. So
Mhm.
does the tab come into play with that?
Yeah, so you have to have it properly formatted, and it's a pain because there's a couple
And
different.
Lutsy. Yeah.
I use Final Draft. I just use the typewriters for notes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Writing a play would be a lot easier than writing
Yeah.
screenwriting.
You can write a
because of the-
you can write a play on a manual, no problem. You
Yeah.
just got to set it up ahead of time. But yeah, screenplay, that would be yikes.
Yeah.
They used to.
Imagine-
I mean,
Yeah. Can you imagine, Fitzgerald, bottle of gin and his manual and oh my God.
yeah, but I think that would be awesome to write a play on a typewriter. I think that's like the dream, right? Like Arthur Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know
Even
what kind of typewriter he used, but I'm sure. I mean, he was cranking it out.
Yeah.
Some good, not so good.
So it's kind of funny. We're basically all in agreement about simple typewriters. Does anybody use tabs on a regular basis, or is it just an overrated feature?
It's overrated.
Overrated. Yeah.
Okay.
Not required.
Yeah. Because I know when I'm like writing a letter, my indent is only 3 spaces. So yeah, I believe in the small indent. So yeah. Wow. So what about cases? Now you have the typewriters that just have a lid. You have some that are basically living in a suitcase. What do you find ideal? All right, David's showing us something here.
This is that
Valentine.
the Valentine case.
Oh, okay.
So
Again, what hours do you work and you're away from home?
So yeah, I think I got it going the right way here.
It just slides right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Space 2001. Beautiful.
Nice.
That's
And
an
then-
interesting case.
Boom.
Good to go.
Very
There you go.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the case is beautiful too.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Wow.
Very nice.
They said let's make a super unique typewriter and a super unique case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember who the artist was that designed the Valentine. Ed may know.
Yeah, I used to know. Yeah.
You can tell it's
Salvatore
very
Siazzi?
artistic, though.
I think
What's that, Joe?
Satsi? Was it Salvatore
Yeah.
Satsi?
Yeah.
Not
that-
Salvatore.
That sounds
but,
right. That sounds
No,
right.
it's something like that. Yeah.
started with an E, I think. And no, it's not
Ah.
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
I think he sticks to the soundtracks.
Yes, definitely. As far as
I have a
cases, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I have a Gosson Tippa, a beat.
Oh.
It's called Brother or something. And it's got a beautiful, beautiful leather case that it's when you open it up. There's like I think Joe might have done something on it. I think. Anyways, but when you open it up, it's like a mini office. It's got for files, place for pens, and for extra paper. And the bottom is the base for the typewriter. So it's great if you're like me. I like to actually head out and sit on a park bench or have it sitting on my knees and sit in a lawn chair in a parking lot while my wife is spending too much money in home goods. And the foundation is great because it's a good stand to have. I guess you can detach from that, but I never would. But it's just gorgeous. It's perfect for, it's just a great little combination. I like to pull that out every once in a while, be able to carry it around.
Joe, what's that little one you have that slides that flips over?
The Rui.
Yeah, that's the
Rui,
Roy.
Yeah.
Rui. Yep. Well, I like to use, even with ultra portables that have their own handle and a little snap-on lid or whatever, like the Rockets and the Royal Mercuries, I still like to put them into like a computer bag, like a laptop bag, a shoulder bag. It just makes it convenient to carry, and then you can put paper and correction tape or whatever in there with it, and that's kind of a good way to carry it if it doesn't have a case of its own.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll be
Cases-
going
Go ahead.
later this week. I think Tuesday we're going to go up to northern New Mexico and stay a couple nights in some cabins up there, And I'm going to take a typewriter. I haven't really decided which one, but I don't have to carry an ultra portable though, because all I have to do is carry it from the car to the cabin. So I might take my Silent Super maybe, or maybe the maybe this Oliveti here. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I've traveled quite a bit with the Hermes rocket. You know, the little snap-on case, the little buttons on. Yep. I've traveled quite a bit with that, and that's no issue whatsoever. It's been great. You know, it's easy to keep with you and store under the seat and all that kind of fun stuff. And you get lots of stares from 12-year-old girls and the security guards.
12-year-old girls.
What's that, mister? That's my wife always says. There's a lot of stuff I have. All the 12-year-old girls go, "What's that, mister?" You know, because I have all the stationary ephemera with me all the time, and you know, Hobonichi this, Hobonichi that.
Yep.
Oh,
oh, were you going to show something, Brian?
I was just going to show you this. This is the lid for my Antares Parva, which I think is a really cool case because it does a couple of things. If you don't know, it works as a lap sled.
Oh,
turn upside down.
Oh,
it does
that's
this.
Cool.
Nice.
And the other thing that's kind of cool is, well, just the way it goes on.
What machine is this
You
again,
take
Brian?
the-
Sorry.
This is an Antares Parva, little star. So you put the carriage return lever down and push it over until there's a little peg right there that it fits on.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
clever.
don't even have to center it. And then you pop it on. It's got these Frankenstein neck bolts on the side. These buttons that press in. There we go.
Oh. Nice.
Ta-da!
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah.
Need a foot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just such an elegant system. It's just really well designed. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I was going to show the one for my Antares. The compact. Let me make this big. Come on. Here we go. All right. So yeah, I was showing this typewriter earlier. So it has the slip-on lid. The nice thing about this lid is it has an organizer in it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I think I've got one of those.
Yeah.
I think I got one of yours, but I think mine is really smelly. It's like got cigarette smoke in it. So I never use it. It's in a cabinet someplace, but I have one of those. They're cool.
Oh, okay. Oh boy, my moderation software is just not behaving today.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, when you get it figured out, I'll show you the case I like.
Yeah.
Darn Skynet.
While I'm waiting for that, there are a couple features actually on both of these typewriters that I might as well show since I have the stage. First of all, again, this is the Antares. I took the lid off there. There's no ribbon selector down here. It's actually up here.
Oh,
Let me.
that's weird. Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, so you press it down and move it back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
Very
all the
interesting.
Antares I've seen have that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I've got 3 or 4. So.
Okay. So that's one. And then on the one that Sarah sent me, this has a bunch of it's from it originally came from the Netherlands, and so it has a lot of the I think they're called diacritics or the accent marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I remember Joe mentioning these in one of his videos, where you press the accent character, but it doesn't advance the carriage,
It's a
and
dead
then
key.
you type the letter.
Right. You can put it on top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's a
Sweet.
really, really handy feature. Yeah.
That is.
You can actually make dead keys just by sawing off the little projection at the bottom of the type bar.
Really?
Oh.
and it will stop the it won't hit the universal bar anymore, and it won't advance the carriage. So if you just want to pile up letters, then you can do that.
Usually we don't want to do that.
And if you want to undo that mod, you just put the metal back on.
Yeah, definitely. Easy as pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's Joe again.
Hey, Joe.
Hey,
All right.
I'll show you the case that is actually really easy to get, that I find to be probably the best designed for actual roaming around and using the typewriter really easily. Is these Skywriters and Brothers have these,
Yeah.
and it's just you open it up, everything's
There it
right
is.
there. You got your paper, you got your pencil, you got everything's. I mean, it's simple, but I think it's one of the best designed cases there is, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very svelte.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
the Groma Calibri has a nice case too. It's actually it doesn't use a zipper; it uses a latch, so it's not going to rip out like zippers do. But I kind of like the Groma Calibri even better than the Skywriter case that I had. So
I don't know if you can see this, but this is the Groma case.
oh yes, that's
Hard to
it.
see.
It's
And then-
pretty well built.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, that's the other way. So it kind of just has a clasp on the top, which I can handle. Has just the clasp thing on the top, and then it has the buttons on the sides,
Oh yeah.
and it just undoes. But it's beautiful. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
pleather or leather. I don't know. But,
So mine has a pouch on the inside lid for document
mine
storage.
does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this one does. Let me see here. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, they came in variety
came with,
of styles.
Actually, have a thing.
Oh yeah.
Original bill of sale.
Wow.
Ooh.
She bought it for $55 in 1957.
Where at? Where was the sale at?
This was in where was this? It was Philadelphia. I bought this in Philadelphia, and this was originally bought in Philadelphia.
Oh wow.
Huh. Cool beans.
Wow. Maybe a member of the American Communist Party, huh?
Probably. I'm hoping. I'm an old socialist, so that's pretty close. Close enough.
One of my least favorite kinds of cases is this kind. It looks good, but getting the typewriter in and out, because you have this accordion style, it's just not pleasant.
Yeah.
I struggle with that every time, so I do not like that kind of case. Just the simple lid is like, why would you need anything else? Although, like the one Ted was showing, you fold it up like that, and it acts as a little storage system, and the case is essentially completely out of the way otherwise. So,
Right.
Yeah.
There's one in Terry's model. I forget which one it is, but the base actually has a handle on the side. There's a tray for paper underneath it.
Ooh.
I don't remember what it's
nice.
called.
Okay.
It's the plastic one that has kind of an angular handle mounted on the side. I
that's
can't
it.
remember what it's called, but I've seen those before.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Just
sounds
one
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. What other features do you think are just completely overrated?
The tension control.
Ah.
To me, it's like an elevator close the door button. It's just there. It doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't do anything.
The page length indicator. I never use that.
Yeah, I don't use that one either. How many people actually do use the ribbon selector?
Oh, I do all the time.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll do it once in a while just for effect, but as far as a practical use for it, I don't see much of a practical use. But so maybe it's just to taste essentially.
Yeah.
It basically exists so that you can try to diagnose a problem
Right. Yeah.
and then realize that you're on stencil the whole time.
I've done that.
Has anybody had that experience?
What is stencil for anyway?
For making stencils.
Mimeographs.
Making stencils.
Ditto
Yeah.
machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do I have that stuff?
Does anybody else have typewriters to show?
Oh, well, I'm sure we can all show typewriters.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to see?
Yeah.
Just
I'll show you-
whatever's next to you.
I want to show you my one I got yesterday.
Ooh.
okay.
IBM.
It's a Hermes 10.
Oh,
Just got,
wow.
just got it yesterday. It's got that future font Joe was talking about.
My brother has one of those. Actually, that was our family
it's
typewriter.
great. Yeah, it's a beast. Like it's great so far. I just the keys are that beautiful Hermes sort of, teeth. Beautiful feeling, smooth.
And as I remember, it's a carriage shift machine, but it's power shifted, and which is kind of a weird clunk, clunk. Yeah.
You hit that thing and it's just it's really fast.
My dad bought one of those for my oldest brother in the early 70s for high school, and I used it to write term papers in high school. And
it's great. I'm gonna love it. I got rid of all my electric typewriters.
I have an electric I need to show you. I'll be back on camera in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just really enjoying it and looking forward to it and bashing out stuff. Somebody's making some sound there.
Yeah.
One, but here, I'll show you.
Oh, I'm going to leave in like a minute because my battery's almost dead on my cell phone.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian.
No problem.
Erica? Yeah, those are nice.
Very nice.
Where'd you get it, David?
Don't remember.
Oh.
I think Chicago.
That's why I loved your answer. I think it was either the last live session. Somebody asked you how many typers you had, and you just kind of went, I don't know. And so whenever my wife or friends ask that I've adopted, I cite you, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the question.
David Pedersen.
Any answer will always be, well,
I don't know.
And
yeah. Why do you need to know? You need to know how crazy I am? Oh, well. What are you going to do?
So who's typing?
Somebody's typing. Oh, Ted is typing.
Okay.
I muted myself.
By the way, I would be remiss in not mentioning I am such a huge fan of Mr. Monk, and I appreciate all he's done for the typing community. And that goes the same for Joe. You guys, it's isolating to be a writer and extra isolating to be a writer that works on a typewriter. So you guys are like my lifelines, and you're my brothers. I don't know if you knew that.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, David, you had recently gone on your trip.
Yes.
You took a typewriter, right?
I did. I brought my Hermes 3000, the Kirby, and I didn't type once on it. So,
way to go!
I went to the middle of.
Yourself.
I know. I wrote when I got back.
Okay.
But, I was out in the middle of nowhere, northern Michigan, in a canoe, tipped a canoe.
Oh my gosh!
Salmon were going upstream. It was awesome. So I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
But what I did do as soon as I got back, because I didn't bring my phone, I said I'm not gonna do anything. Was pretty much just delete all my social media as soon as I got back. And I said, I didn't miss it when I was up there, and I think I can live without it for now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just go back to writing people letters.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Respond.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
stopped
sure.
social media about a year ago. Yeah. Except for this, actually.
I'm sure just having the typewriter there, knowing it was there, give you peace of mind, right? That you can
Yeah,
use it
I had
on-
that, and then I brought, Buckminster Fuller's operating manual for Spaceship Earth, which is about sustainability, and it's fantastic.
Wow.
I mean,
It is.
this combined with that trip made me look at my life and what am I doing with my time, and
wow,
how much time do I spend on social media, and I came back a new guy. So
show the title again, David. Sorry.
What's that?
David, show the title again. Just show the title again, just for me. Thank you.
Sure. It's called The Operating Manual for Spaceship Earth. Some of these guys here would probably be able to tell you more about Buckminster Fuller than I could, because I just started getting into them. I bet Joe probably knows a lot about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. That book
thank you
I
for that.
think I read back in the early 70s in high school. And yeah, Fuller was he was a Renaissance man in a lot of ways. Definitely. So,
but he has this idea that we're all on this spaceship, that Earth is a spaceship, and we should be taking care of each other and treating it as such, and leaving, take what you need. And,
I see him as being similar to Elon Musk in some ways. Because I think they have a similar view about Earth as a self-contained environment that we need to treat like you would if you were in a spaceship, right? You have to make sure everybody's safe and sustainable, right? So, anyways.
Good old socialism.
Yeah. Well, guys,
Don't put holes in the hole.
I wanted to briefly show you. So you might remember sometime maybe early this year, late last year, I was talking about downsizing my typewriter collection. And I gave away a few machines to the local typewriter group. And I thought that I had given this machine away. And when my friend Bill Teft came over last week, he brought this back to me, which was the electric Smith Corona.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And so
those are great machines.
Yeah.
You just can't get rid of it.
And it's great, and it's a blue ribbon also, right? So
nice.
Yeah,
a few of those.
So
that's very nice.
I'm almost tempted to bring it, with me up to the cabins, because we do have electricity. But on the other hand, I really should bring a manual typewriter, I suppose. But anyway, I had to show you guys that. This is a nice machine, and if I was going to use an electric typewriter, a Type Bar electric for writing with, this would definitely be the one I would think about using. I have a Galaxy style, the Coronet Automatic 12 electric, but it's just a huge, bigger, heavier beast. And this one's a little smaller and a lot more pretty, in terms of looks, whatever that means. And it's also an Elite 12 character per inch machine too. So, anyways.
So we have Indro in the comments. Hello, Indro.
Hey,
and
Indro.
Indro's complimenting David's cabinet.
Yes.
Okay, you can get this same cabinet at IKEA. I can't remember what it's called though.
I know they have all these funny names for their furniture.
The Typeborg. I don't know. I have no idea what. But they're not that expensive. And then these are just Macy or Globe Wernicke Barrister bookshelves.
Oh, okay.
I have a soft spot for as well.
Very good.
It's Fabricord. That's the name of the cabinet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I know I have a ton of records, and the ones I have aren't the IKEA brand, but the IKEA record storage is called Calyx shelves. So yeah, they have interesting names for their furniture.
IKEA for me is like one giant panic attack. So
Yeah, I have to travel to either Denver or Phoenix to get to an IKEA. They don't have one here in New Mexico yet. That's how you can tell you're still in the third world when you don't have an IKEA.
Oh man!
But when I go
you're
to
missing
Phoenix,
out on
though, I
a lot
can
of
see
bargaining.
Ted Monk, so that's good.
Yep. You live in the non-corporatized world.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. How often do you guys use like the extra characters on your typewriters? Like again on this Splendid 33, it has the accent marks, but in a brief letter I wrote to Sarah, I mentioned that I would basically be able to correctly write the word resume now because we don't really use diacritics in the English language. But
well, I found that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ted.
Personally, I just don't really use those extraneous characters that aren't actually just the plain alphabet, unless I'm trying to draw something, I guess, or make some sort of weird character code thing. But other than that, they're kind of useless. I bought a Thai keyboard machine not too long ago, thinking that I would have fun writing code with that, and I just never do.
Now, did you ever get into the ASCII art?
I have experimented with that, but I'm not really any good at it. So
Okay.
I'm not going to be an artist anytime soon.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do Telnet or BBSs back in the day?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I used to run a BBS.
I did too.
A hardcore libertarian one. Bomb making stuff and files on it. I was a different person back then.
That was the dark net.
Yeah, that was
the anarchist cookbook.
I was young and angry. I am no longer either.
Well, that's good.
Well, Gregory, you asked about the special characters. I have a couple German language keyboards, and I find that one of the accent marks works really well as an apostrophe for when you're writing dialogue. And most manual typewriters, you have to shift the 8 key to get to an apostrophe.
Exactly.
Whereas with a diacritic, you have to space after it, right? You have to hit it and then hit a space. Yeah. But it's a little less irritating than shifting, I think. And like I'm noticing on my Smith Corona electric keyboard here, it has the unshifted lowercase apostrophe, which is, I don't know why they didn't do that more with manual machines, why they only did it with electrics, but it's a nice feature when you're writing fiction and you have a lot of dialogue that people are talking with contractions, right, in the way that people speak. So you have a lot of apostrophes. Anyway, I found that some of those German keyboards are actually easier to write dialogue with for that reason, because it's a lowercase diacritic mark.
Yeah, I do like those. Now, personally, when I'm writing, like especially letters and sometimes my blog posts, I like to use 1.5 line spacing. And that's kind of my preference. How does everybody else feel about that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I when I typecast, I just go straight and use one line at a time because I just don't care about mistakes. So, which is interesting because I found that over the years that I've been using typewriters, I found that my spelling and sentence structure has gotten better. It's not great, but it's just the idea of just going forth and typing without worrying about your mistakes tends to get you a little more better at actually writing well.
Yep.
So when was the last time I used 1.5 spaces or 2 spaces? I don't remember. It's not something I do.
Yeah. And I know some typewriters even have triple line spacing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would that be used for?
Creating lots of space between your sentences.
I guess
I'm thinking some legal documents might have had triple spacing. You know, the documents with the numbered lines on the left side, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if someone is a very bad writer and they know there's gonna be a lot of editing, they could do triple line spacing, so there's plenty of room for corrections.
I like the 1.5 line spacing. I think it's really nice, especially for typecasts to put on the air, because sometimes it's hard to read a single spaced work, you know, with those lines jammed together, especially if you're reading it off of a small screen like a phone. And, I do like a 1.5, which is one of the few things I don't like about the 5 series Smith Coronas, right, is they always had 1, 2, and 3. They didn't have a half line spacing feature.
Yeah.
So,
some of them actually do. There's two different line space mechanisms you can get on Galaxies and Series 5s.
Oh, nice. They're just not as common, apparently.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
That's
Good
good to
morning. Morning.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
Hello.
Good.
Hey, you're not on a phone.
Morning. Hello. I was hoping to be the 9th person because then we could sing the Brady Bunch song, but I missed the chance.
The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
There you go.
Each can pick a character.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Good. I'm broadcasting from under my daughter's bunk bed because I think I will have better reception. It's closer to the modem. So let's see if this works today. And I have a tripod too, so I won't get.
It definitely looks better. Yes.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you see
We
what
should
you
all
you.
do this.
I
We should all
appreciate
get under our beds next time and do that.
Yeah. That might be a little
possible.
weird.
Wasn't there a guy that? Wasn't there some AM radio guy who used to broadcast about conspiracy theories from under his bed somewhere in the desert in New Mexico? I think I remember that from the 90s or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember the
That was
guy's
Joe.
Yeah.
It was me.
It wasn't.
Well,
I'm
that's-
sure it wasn't. No, it wasn't Joe. It was some
That's a
other
little
guy.
trick. That's a little podcasting trick, by the way. If you don't want to spend the money on expensive sound insulation, is you podcast from inside your clothes closet, and all the clothes around you will absorb the sound. You know,
It's pretty
brilliant.
amazing.
Was it Coast to
What a great idea.
yeah.
Was it Coast to Coast?
Cozy too.
George Laurie?
Art Bell.
Art Bell, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
All
know
right,
this
from
from experience, Joe?
Exactly.
I've actually
Yeah.
tried it, and it does work pretty
But
good.
he
I
has-
mean, yeah.
Well, there's a video for you.
He's in there with the Tyvek.
I don't know if I want to have the video of all my clothes surrounding me, but you know.
Neither
I mean,
do
I have gone out to my dark room, which is on the other side of the house from everybody,
Oh, cool.
but it's kind of echoey in there. It's not great acoustics. So, anyways, yeah, that's the thing,
Yeah, I'd
right?
love
Like
to have a dark
Ted knows about audio stuff, certainly, and yeah, it's kind of getting good sound is a tricky thing. But, anyways,
Yeah, that's why I use this great microphone right here.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have all the fancy equipment. I'm just using an iPod headset and, like this selfie stick thing that I got from Amazon that had this useless light ring thing on it. It was hard to deal with. So I don't know. I'm still getting a handle on all of it.
Yeah.
I like how you guys have your multiple cameras. I think Ted last week said that he had like a bunch of Android phones, like strategically placed in different spots. And I thought, how do you do that and make them all connect up?
Switcher.
Mystery to me.
It's a
switcher?
program called IP Cam, which is available on Android. And because I have very old Android phones, like this one is like Android 4, and this one here is Android 2, and they actually have versions that go back that far that work just fine. So, and they just connect to the Wi-Fi,
cool.
and I use OBS to connect to them all over the network. So it's running the actual wired cam, which is this one, and then 3 of the wireless cams.
Wow.
And
That's
it's all
cool.
done through a program called OBS and IP webcam on the cameras.
Yeah, I've used OBS.
Cool.
It's a very powerful program. All right, so Sarah,
Good to know.
the topic is, what features do you find most useful, and which can you live without?
No, cat, get off the keyboard.
That's a good feature.
I have a cat too, but she's never. Yeah, I have a typewriter cat somewhere around here. Okay, all right. Well, I just had some kind of smart alecky ones. I'm sorry to say I wasn't real prepared.
It's okay.
One is you got to have a carriage release button, and and then the other feature that I really love, like I agree with you guys that the magic margins and all that are kind of silly. I don't really care for those that much. I don't tab very often, but what I do like is a good color. I like to have a blue typewriter, a pink typewriter. I don't have any pink typewriters, but I lined up all my blue ones. I thought I would copy Brian this morning on this because my bed is actually made. So I put a bunch of blue typewriters on there.
Nice.
You guys can see 'em. I have, I've got, I've got the one that Joe has, the Smith Corona Electric, which I just love. It's probably one of my favorites. Yep. That one right there.
Yeah.
And I have a Tower tabulator that's blue and a Royal Quiet Deluxe that's blue. That's from my daughter. And then I have a really boring Olympia SM7 or something. This thing is a beast, and it's not pretty, but it works really well. And the clarity of the typeface is almost as good as the Hermes, but not quite. And of course, I love the green of the Hermes. I mean, those are silly features, but I think that for a lot of folks, having some, aesthetic quality definitely helps in the purchasing process.
Yeah, I find that,
and of course, black. You
oftentimes-
can't beat a nice black one.
Yeah, oftentimes, to me, a pretty colored typewriter, you can put up with a few mechanical foibles if you like the aesthetics of the machine. Whereas, like the Olympias are usually very austere and plain looking, but they usually work really super well.
They do. They're there to do a job, marching forward one key at a time. They never bind up or give me any trouble. I have to say they're absolutely fabulously designed and built. But yeah, their colors leave something to be desired.
Go ahead.
I have a blue Royal Futura.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That's on my wish list.
Diane, your camera never works.
That's because the camera on my laptop doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's a good reason.
Yeah, that'll
Can
do
you
it.
describe it for us?
Well, the top is blue, and
Yes,
the front, the bit that goes around the keyboard is gray, and the keyboard keys are white with black letters. And
I've got
all the Connolly has one of those.
Does it have the push?
I think
Does it
David
have a
might be
push button
showing us.
knob? Does it have that push button logo that says Royal? Or is it different for the release?
No, it
You
has
got the button that has the
button
that says Royal on it.
Yeah, the red button, yeah.
The badge
I
that
love
says
that.
Royal.
Yeah.
I love that thing so much. I absolutely love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a hidden
It's no
button.
better mechanically than the other button, but
No.
it's just so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before everyone bashes,
How do you like your Royal Futura?
it's one of the few that I've had to do very little work on, and I shouldn't say me. It just came back. It just came back from the repair shop, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
David is showing one.
Bingo.
Yep, looks like that.
That's beautiful, David.
Yep.
It's almost
that's
a
on my wish
periwinkle
list.
blue, isn't it?
I don't know.
Wow,
I don't
that's
know what they
beautiful.
call it. But yeah, I had some sort of spring. I don't know if it was a spring. It was something that was. It was a repair that I was not going to even try. It was kind of buried behind the vibrator. It was some sort of spring that came loose, and it's just like, seriously. So
What's really cool about them is if you push the Royal button.
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
Yeah.
and it pops up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So there you go.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I love that. That is
The red
it's the
logo
best feature.
push button.
It's so gimmicky, but I can't get over it. It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so
Go ahead,
fun.
Dawn.
It's like
Wouldn't it be cool if when you open that lid, you get a little LED light that lights up in there?
Oh,
You could do that.
Ooh,
You could do that with
yeah.
a battery-powered light
That'd
and
be
a
fun.
switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Pimp it out.
Pimp it out.
I have a
That's a
green
smart
one
idea.
that still
Yeah,
has
that'd be fun.
the original spools in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't actually done anything
I
with
want a
it.
green one so much.
Oh yeah.
That grass green or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The case
Wow.
that it came in is
That is
kind
so
of
cool.
kind of moldy, so it's like sitting out in the garage. But the machine itself is here on my new shelf. I'm happy to have a shelf.
Oh wow.
So there's some people I've seen that collect the entire set
that's wonderful.
of Royals, Quiet Deluxe that came in a bunch of different colors, and there's people that collect the entire color set.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, me too. I love the Futura 800.
It's
so.
highly tempting. I want to do
It
that
is,
too.
yeah.
If money were no object.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
My
What do you got,
battery's
Ted?
Exactly.
Oh, your battery's gonna die, John?
Yeah, soon. I just wanted to show this one Olympia that I have. Now,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're talking down the Olympias here for looks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now this is
Oh.
everything's black and white here, but this orange logo and the ribbon just pops right out.
Oh, it
I
does.
love
The Traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
I want the orange and white one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the orange and
The
white one.
Splendid
Wow.
series.
Yeah. It is. It's an amazing typewriter.
Very
Actually,
good.
the first time I saw it in a thrift store, it was dirty, and the ribbon was all hanging out there and that.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that doesn't look like much of a typewriter. And there was an old couple who were next to me. We're talking about typewriters, and he says, if it was like $15, and he says, if you come back tomorrow, they give seniors discounts like for 20 or 30%. Right now, whatever. I can't pass for a senior.
That's awesome.
So I thought, I'm thinking about it. So then I went home and I
No
figured
way.
that guy's probably got the typewriters back with his car right now, right? So then I thought, okay, so I go back the next day. I got a cap out. I try to look as old
Don't
as
even
I
wait.
can. Yeah. I went back the next day and I brought it up. It was still there. And the woman just charging me
No.
regular price. And I'm like, oh, I can't tell her I'm a senior. It's not like I have ID or anything.
Oh.
But anyway.
You were hoping they would assume.
Yeah. But
I'm feeling very old today.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm
We used to do
almost
that
there,
to get
don't worry.
beer back in the day.
Word scene.
Right?
It's a
Yeah.
misnomer.
My friend
Yeah.
Pete, I remember, cut some of his hair off, and we tried to glue it like a mustache. And he went into the liquor store, and the guy just laughed at him.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to sign off here. It's gonna go out on me. So
Thank you so much, John.
Nice talking
thank
to
you
you,
very
John.
much. I really enjoyed this, and
Bye, John.
Nice meeting you, John.
nice to meet everyone. Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah. And I think Sarah popped out. But Diane, this is a good chance to ask you, what features do you consider essential and which can you live without? And I know you have a unique take on this because you have a lot of those super old typewriters.
Yep.
Well, I've always wanted to have Lee Whitaker make me a shirt that said "No shift, no problem," but I have not done that.
That's awesome.
So full keyboard kind of gal.
I like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, triple space is something I no longer see a point for.
Yeah.
I think the only time I use it is if I'm trying to use the return lever to move a few lines down the envelope faster, but I can use the on the Olympia, the handle on the other side.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
for the ones that have it, I actually have an SG one that does not have that
Lots of work around.
that page
Yeah.
handle thing on it.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
it's called.
The shifter.
No, that page.
Yeah. The paper loading handle.
Yeah. I have
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
actually does not have that.
Mm.
It has the really big plastic paper table though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
bigger than any other paper table I've ever seen.
And if it's not broken, you're lucky.
It is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those are neat.
Now, what about the feature where you can actually see what
Yeah, those
you're typing
plastic
by?
parts apparently come off a lot.
They do.
What
was that, Gregory?
Diane, I was
I like that
asking.
feature.
What about the feature where you can actually see what you're typing? Because you have some blind typewriters, right?
I do. Well, that's always a plus.
I can't even imagine how you can type without being able to see what you're typing.
Well, it is pretty crazy, but I don't know. I kind of got the hang of it. I mean,
okay.
I practice it, and it's kind of like the last time we had the
it's a trust
typing It kind of is. It's like the last time we had the typing contest at Herman's, the year it rained, and I think that was year before last. And Mr. E, who is the guy who restores the antique typewriters, I just try to get him to work. a big difference there.
Yeah.
Anyway, he came up to me. He had I think he had his Yoast. I forget which number it was. I want to say it's a number 4 or something. Anyway, he's like, I'm going to beat you this year. It's like, I have a shift key. That's when I came up with the no shift, no problem. And I need a picture of the Smith Premier on the back,
No problem.
But anyway, I still won.
That's hardcore.
No shoes, no
Very
service.
Good for you. Good job, Diane.
So Diane, do you shift with your left hand on the other keyboard? Like, do you type uppercase with the other hand? Like,
I don't. I just I have to just move the hands up.
Okay.
I mean, I try to keep them in the same orientation.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
I'm trying to think which key gets hit. I think it's like what shows up in my. Well, I'm kind of like you used to be. I like to white out my errors. Boy, you should see you trying to do whiteout on one of those things.
Oh boy.
No whiteout.
I actually have managed it. I'm trying to think if.
That's having a stroke over there.
Well, but at least it's the modern whiteout. It's not that stuff that feels like it should go on your fingernails, you know.
The liquid paper.
The liquid paper.
Yeah. But that stuff gets stuck in there so badly.
It does.
I have a question. I think this is the question for all typewriter owners. If you had to just have one, what would it be? Starting with Greg.
Good question.
One typewriter?
Oh, no. Oh. I don't like this question.
This is the question.
I know.
Only one?
I know.
You're killing me. It
is really tough. I would.
The backup. Yeah.
I would almost certainly go with an ultra portable. And I had shown this earlier, the Olympia Splendid 33. Just something simple like this, that looking at it is just very inspiring, and it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, you know. I would be very happy with something like this, but I would be very tempted to also sneak in a thermal typewriter.
No, you're not going to get just one answer here.
No, you're not.
Aha!
No sneaking.
I know.
Ed?
Well, if I had to pick just one, I would probably pick one of my brother Montgomery Ward 440Ts. Just because, I mean, the brother is such a simple machine. It's easy to fix. I like the typefaces on them. They're small, they're lightweight, they don't break. So if I was restricted to just one, it would be one of those. If I had two, but we're not talking about two. So I'll just stick to one.
I was breaking the rules.
I mean,
Well, I keep thinking, what feature would I prefer to live without? And to me, it's a trade-off between like a full-featured, medium-sized portable like a Silent Super versus an ultra-portable like a Rocket or a Colibri, right? And it's like, well, if you chose the ultra-portable, what you're giving up is the nice features and the nice touch of the bigger machine, maybe. But if you choose the bigger machine, you're giving up the portability. And so you have to kind of decide what's the more important thing there. And there's times when I think, okay, I'll just take the Silent Super. But then I think, yeah, but you're not going to have the little Rocket and the Colibri to take, so it's hard to pick just one. What's the most important? That's hard
One
to
thing
answer.
to remember.
Yeah.
Would the delegate from Albuquerque answer the question, please?
One thing to remember is if you only have one typewriter, you can afford to replace all the rubber on it.
Yes.
And
that's true.
Soundproof it all the way as far as you want. And that's the advantage of having only one is
that's
you can
true.
dote on it like a little child.
Of course, my Silent Super, I've already replaced all the rubber on it, so that's another reason to pick it. But yeah, it's hard to give up the ultra portables. I agree with you, Gregory, that it really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could put new rubber on your Colibri.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could.
Yeah, I mean those Olympias are so well built.
Yeah, they are.
Colibri, yeah.
My dogs are howling.
Who's next?
Oh.
Sarah, what
Hey,
about
Diane.
you? What would you pick?
Ugh.
What would I pick?
I mean, I let my mom borrow my Hermes. Me? Dan?
What would I pick? Well, yeah, kind of a hard one.
You'll give an answer.
Hard question.
It really is. I'm torn between my 1899 Smith Premier 4 and an Olympia SG1 that I got out of the Jacksonville, Illinois estate.
Yeah.
It's one of these. It's one of those that when on the last day that we were up there, we, meaning Bill Oliver, a couple of friends of his, they'd driven over from Kansas City to Jacksonville, Illinois. And Jacksonville, Illinois is it's a couple hours north of me, or an hour or so, whatever. Anyway, make a long story short, he had a trailer. He had like this huge trailer full of just about everything in this guy's basement. I mean, yeah, they still had a lot of things that neither of us were going to claim, but I mean, this guy had a basement full of typewriters that were buried underneath mounds of clothes that his 4 children did not know about. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah,
Dan.
but anyway, Bill
I
did
dream of
not
the
want
day.
this. Yeah, Bill did not want this.
Must have been so great.
He didn't want the SG1, and I'm just sitting here, and I had like 2 or 3 already, and I'm just like, I hate to see a perfectly And I was able to, with a little bit of cleaning, able to get it going. And I'm just like, God, I hate to see a perfectly good machine like this go to waste. So I popped it in my trunk, and so now I have 4 different typefaces on my SG1s. I have Pica, Elite, Double Gothic, and Manuscript.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice.
You've seen the Double
Wow.
Gothic, Joe, because I wrote you a
Yes.
letter with it.
Yep.
The
That's
manuscript
amazing.
is that 17 CPI teeny tiny stuff.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But yeah, I'd be torn between the 1899 and the Olympia SG1. Yeah, I know that didn't answer your question of which would I take. I would probably have to take the SG1 because frankly it's bomb proof.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep.
Dan says it's like choosing your favorite child.
Yes.
This is true.
And then John chatted in. Has to be my
Yeah.
SC flat top and
hurts.
David's Valentine.
Yes.
The Valentine is not a good typer. I'll tell you that.
It is not. It is not.
It just looks nice, huh?
And Marlene.
Yeah, form over function. 100%.
Yeah, and we have
Oh,
a
Mylene.
message from Mylene. Yeah.
Yep.
She's great too. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, Mai.
Yeah. I
All
like that
right, so
repeat
it looks like
spacer.
you're next. Oh yeah, yeah. So it looks like you're up next, Sarah. What one typewriter would you choose?
Thank you.
I think she might be on a delay.
Hermes 3000 that my mom cooked at her house that I'm
Oh,
missing
yes.
terribly. Wink, wink.
Oh.
She's the only family member that watches this. But she knows what I'm talking about. That machine delivers crisp print, and it's just the right size pitch, and it feels so good to type on, and it doesn't fatigue my fingers. So yeah, I have to admit I am a sucker for the Hermes. However, I can't stop there because nobody can. If I had to choose another one, it might be the Smith Corona Electric, the blue one they have. Like, just I love that thing. It is
Yeah.
so comfortable to
Yeah.
type on. It's awesome. And then of course, lastly, any of the ultra portables, like what Gregory was saying about the Splendid 33. My mom also has one of those, and they're just the type is so crisp and beautiful, and they're well built. And I just feel like Olympia and Hermes and Smith Corona seem to have figured out the mechanics to such a degree. Now, granted, I haven't tried the Brothers and some of the other ones, so I should reserve comment on that. But I feel like those ones would survive so much, and I wouldn't have to tinker with them and fuss around like I do sometimes with the Royals and some of the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you, David?
I would have
That's-
to say my Kirby Hermes 3000 would be. I use it all the time.
Yep.
They're fantastic typewriters. I know some people are kind of weirded out by the feel, but I love it. And once I get going, the carrot shift is great, or the carrot shift return lever is great.
Yeah.
The basket shift is fantastic. Because everybody else is choosing other ones, I'll tell you my second choice would be the Olympia SM9, which is a fantastic writer's typewriter.
I keep
And-
hearing that.
Yeah, I don't know. Ted can probably speak to this, but it feels like there's springs in the keys or something.
They're pillowy. I don't know that there's springs in there.
Some of the SMs
It's a very
have
interesting
springs.
design. Yeah, the SMs have springs. I don't know about the Hermes. I don't think they do.
Okay.
No, not the Hermes, the SM9s. Like when you're
Oh, okay.
when you're typing on it, it has a very distinct punch.
Yeah, the SM9s do not have the spring-loaded keys like the SM3s and 4s do.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're wonderful. That's what I wrote for that Richard Poltz science fiction thing.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
on an SM9. So,
Yeah.
but
So-
yeah, Hermes for sure.
So Gregory, if you had asked the question differently, if you had asked what 2 machines could you have, I would answer it completely differently. I would sort of be like Sarah in the sense that I would pick one machine to be an office machine and one machine to be a portable. And if I was picking an office machine that doesn't go anywhere, it stays put, I would probably pick the 5 Series electric Smith Corona or a big SG3 or something like that has a fixed place in the office, and it's the best typewriter you can imagine as far as quality, right? And then pick a little tiny portable to go somewhere else. That would be a good pair of typewriters.
Yeah, it was David's question, but I broke the rules and listed a second typewriter.
Yeah. But it's a good point there. If you have a choice of 2, it's a different.
It makes a difference.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah, non-portable Royal HH. That would be
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I broke out one of my more recent typewriters, a Royal 440, which is another beast, and it was actually working surprisingly well. I didn't remember it working that well, so it's probably going to replace my Royal FPE with the wide carriage, because honestly, I'm never going to use the wide carriage.
No.
That's another question. How does everybody feel about wide carriages? Like, does it mean anything to you?
I had an SM9 in a wide carriage, and I just ended up not using it, and I ended up giving it to my wife's niece. And then I had an SG3 wide carriage. It was given to me by a local typist, and we ended up giving it back to her just because I didn't use it that much. But
yeah, I keep thinking, I could type a zine and be able to put it landscape and type that way, but I'm not going to do that.
The only wide carriage machine I have is the Composer, so that would be a good one for making a zine. But it's got about a 20-inch writing line, but
wow.
Well,
that's the only one I got.
Yeah.
This question about what's your good typewriter or what's your best typewriter reminds me of around this part of the United States. A lot of people like pickup trucks because of their practicality, but a lot of people also have 2 vehicles. They'll have a car and a pickup, right? And I notice maybe like in the Midwest, upper Midwest, people are more likely to have a trailer hitch on a van or a minivan, and they'll have a little trailer instead of a pickup. Where around New Mexico, if you're a homeowner, you pretty much need a pickup because you're going to be hauling yard waste and lumber or some kind of home improvement kind of thing. Whereas maybe more people back in the Midwest are more likely to have trailers and not a pickup. I don't know, but that's kind of reminds me of the same question.
Yeah.
I don't think Remingtons get enough love either. Like a letter writer, the first typewriter I ever bought.
Of course.
I love that typewriter. It has a great feeling to it. They don't seem to be as loved by the typewriter community because maybe they're not as aesthetically pleasing.
I love those things except for the spools. That's why I've gotten rid of every Remington with those spools that I've ever had. I love quiet writers. I've had 4 of them, I think, that I found at thrift stores, and they've all worked beautifully. They're wonderful machines to type on, but those spools are a real deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
And
if you get a machine that big, then you figure there's another brand of big machine that might be better than a quiet writer, right?
But that's I found them to be very similar to the Super 5s. They have kind of the same feeling,
right?
They're about the same weight. They look about the same, but it's just spools. I just can't stand them.
Yeah, I have a little streamliner, and again, it's the spools, so it's very bizarre. Why did they have to be different?
Well, they're going all the way back to the early days of their earliest typewriters, and they never changed the spool style, basically.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I do agree that they don't get the love, but yeah, maybe there's.
I do
there's a
like
reason
on the
for it.
Remington quite right.
What were you
like
saying,
the
Sarah?
Typewriters?
Yeah.
I think she's on a little delay.
Oh, it's just funny, as annoying as. Yeah, sorry about that. As annoying as those spools are, I do like that they make a little circle that's for your finger to press down and wind it. It seems like those covers on the Quiet Writers in the 1950s have a nice little like finger hole.
Yeah.
And I also like that they sort of look like film reels. So I think they're sort of aesthetically pleasing, but they are a real pain to deal with. It's true.
Yeah.
Aside from the hand, wrapping them around the little metal, but everything else, I do have some kind of, I don't know, aesthetic pleasure about them. So
yeah, it looks like Ted's showing us something here.
Nevertheless, I sold off mine. But yeah.
Oh, you have a.
I was just showing off my lousy Valentine.
Your lousy Valentine.
They're terrible.
They're terrible machines to type on.
Will you be my Valentine?
The only reason I have it is because I got it for free.
And yet those go for a pretty penny.
What? Oh my goodness.
An ugly penny.
They do. A painful penny.
Painful penny. So you don't like the touch on those, do you, Ted?
No, not really. The thing is it's so plasticky and kind of stiff that you can't type very fast on it. Like you hit the key and it kind of takes a little while for the key to come back up, and so it's easy to tie up the type bars. And it just feels cheap.
So how are those mechanically compared to the Studio 45? Is it the same general
It's exactly
era?
the same. Yeah.
Because my
exactly
45 types pretty darn good. It has a good touch.
I think they just put like lesser quality components inside the Valentines, and
it sort of
because
like
it was a budget machine.
Okay, like the difference between the Skywriter or the Smith Corona Cougar versus the Skywriter kind of thing. Same kind of design, but poor materials.
The Valentine was actually intended to be a budget machine for college students. And so it actually sold for less than the Studio 45, I think.
Oh, wow.
When it was brand new. But internally, they're the same machine. They're all letter 32s inside.
Okay. Yeah, I know I was using the letter 32 manual when I was working on my 45, and it worked pretty well.
So Indro is bidding on an Antares. I can't even pronounce that.
Parva. I think he says Parva triggered me. I'm big on one.
Okay.
Yeah. 44 minutes left.
4
Wow.
minutes left. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. And apparently it's evening where Indro is.
Yes.
So Indro is enjoying a beer. Michael's in the comments. He's back from his run.
Hey, Michael.
And Mylin is saying that 12-inch is as wide as she needs for personal use. And I can agree with that. Like I have a Smith Corona Classic 12, and I could see, occasionally wanting to flip over the page, but like 14 inches and even bigger. Someone shared a picture in the Antique Typewriter group, I think it was, and it had to be like a 24-inch carriage. It's like, why? Oh man.
Yeah. I'm gonna try doing making some charts with a typewriter, like what Mylin mentioned there, because it would be fun to do it, with a pen.
That'll make a good video.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Now we get to watch Ted.
My dogs are making me get up.
Oh, okay.
But I've had a really good time with you guys.
Bye,
yes.
And have a great rest of the show.
Good seeing you, David.
Good seeing you.
Welcome back.
See you guys.
We get
Take
to
care.
watch Ted put his Valentine back together.
Yeah. What are you doing there, Ted?
Oh, what do you have?
Let's zoom in on it. Oh.
Oh, I was gonna. Let's see. I suppose I can put it on the 3 cam here.
Yeah.
This is a box of executive correct type.
Oh.
New old stock.
Wow.
So I was
That
gonna
brings
make
back
you all a little
memories.
jealous.
Ooh, the display case and everything.
Ooh.
Wow.
But I gave Joe one of these.
Yes, I'm still using it.
Yep. So it's probably a lifetime supply for me. This whole box.
Yeah.
But I got this for $8 on eBay. So some guy was selling complete boxes, and I thought I bought it. I only bought one because I thought it was dark gray correcting tape, because these are color ones, but they're all white. For some reason, I thought it was dark, but it just says new dark gray, also available. So it kind of fooled me. Otherwise, I would have gotten like 10 boxes.
Oh. Wow.
Which is, then I could have shared them with people.
I know, huh? Send some my way. I love those things.
Yeah, if you want one, I'll send you a little box.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah,
so
yeah.
If you want to message me your address or something,
yeah,
then
definitely.
I can send you one.
Definitely.
So that reminds me, Ted, that one of my packs of Brother letter size thermal paper, it specifically says black in terms of the color that it makes, which makes me wonder if there wasn't colored thermal paper in other colors besides black.
I have never seen it, but I'm curious.
Yeah, because I mean, it says black on it, which would be like, well, does that mean there's other colors? You know, that's interesting.
I could see them having blue.
Yeah, maybe blue.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to show you guys since I'm hogging the screen. I just got this in the other day. This is the Chapman Typewriter Toolkit.
Ooh, neat.
And I haven't had a chance to really use it, but so it comes in the standard Chapman box, and it actually has a little note from Chapman here. It has the torque chart for the bits, and it even has a little bit of typewriter artwork on the set. And then, so because these are standard boxes, you'll notice there's a few empty spaces here because the set of bits doesn't, you know, it's just this many. But it has the standard Chapman driver, the little extension handle, and the hand grip style driver. And then all of these, there's some cross tip or Phillips or whatever, and then there's a lot of slotted tips in various sizes. But to pull out the big one, maybe you can see that it's
square cut. Yeah,
it's square cut, right? So it looks like it'll work really well for inside a slot of one of the typical typewriter screws.
Yeah,
you know, so that'll be fun to try out. So I'll probably be doing a video about that. But these are mid $40. I think, but with shipping, it's about $50 probably. So a little pricey, but you know, it's Chapman. They're always a little pricey on their tools, and you can't get these on Amazon. You have to buy it directly from Chapman. Oh, it does have a little driver handle for putting the bits in when you don't have much room to
That's
manipulate
handy.
it. Yeah, so like for instance, let me see here. You put the little bit in like that, and then you can, you know, operate it with very little clearance.
Wow.
Like that. So
wow,
yeah, that'll be fun. So it's kind of hard to find new tools that are of this kind of caliber, right? Of you know, I've looked at gunsmithing tools because in theory, you know, gunsmithing tools would give you that same ability, right? To have those kind of bits that are square cut, right? So to get into the bottom of the slots. But I haven't really seen good gunsmithing tools that, I mean, I see a bunch of them on the internet, but you can't really tell how the tips are. They don't really describe them very well. So, but the Chapmans are definitely that way. So it's a little pricey, but you know, it's worth it. Perhaps we'll see. I'll do a review of it.
I understand that Chapman worked with a couple of typewriter repair guys in building that kit, and one of them was Garrett Lai.
Yes, that's true.
Who died recently. So
yes,
I heard about that.
And that's where the artwork came from on the flyer here, that from one of those guys. So yeah.
And the set number is actually the date of Typewriter Day, I believe.
0623. Yes, 0623 is the set number. Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And they're assembled in America. So they say assembled in America. They may be foreign made, right? The tips themselves, but the kits are put together in America. So
yeah, very good. So Mei Lin has a comment here for Joe about the alternative paper. She had good results typing on fabric.
Oh, interesting.
That would be interesting.
I haven't tried that.
I'm wondering what kind of fabric. I'm guessing probably not denim, because that seems very thick.
Maybe silk. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've tried typing on, I've tried typing on stuff like aluminum foil. Joe's been typing on leaves. We've typed on film. You can type on photographic film and then develop it, or do it after you've developed it, and it scores the emulsion.
This time of year is good for leaves.
Definitely.
A fallen leaf that's still supple, and type on it, and then usually a 10 character per inch machine works better. A little bit larger size, and then wait.
I know a toy typewriter doesn't work.
No.
Plastic slugs are not good for that.
Well, recently I was using those Tyvek shipping envelopes, and actually they work surprisingly well. So, plain cotton quilts. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Very good. I could see that working. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that. Mine. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll have to tear up something, and I don't want to go to the fabric store, so.
Well, since I was showing off tools, I don't know if I probably mentioned this last week, but did I show you this? What do you call it? Just the durometer. Did I show you the durometer?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't showed us the durometer.
Yeah. So it's a digital device, and it has a tip on it with a little pin, and you basically are supposed to push that pin into the platen until the top surface of the rubber hits the metal surround, and then that will measure the force on it. And I don't have anything to do it right now, but I'll put it against a piece of plastic just to show you can push on it and get a force. So I think my new Smith Corona Silent Super platen measures I think it's the upper 20s maybe. So that's probably
20s.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's not right. It should be more like in the 80s.
Well, the higher the number, the harder it is.
Right. But 20 is like your skin.
Oh yeah. Well, this may be not even. This is purchased off of Amazon, so maybe it's not even calibrated. There's no calibration sticker. But anyway, the higher the number, the harder the rubber. So.
Okay.
But I have seen a correlation between the rubber hardness and the number, but I don't know if it's accurate as far as back in the day. Who knows whether these things are calibrated. So anyway,
I would be interested to know, on a platen, it's wide, so it would be interesting to see if the rubber is dry consistently across it, or dry more where it's actually being used.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. That would be a good test to do.
Yeah.
I'll have to play around with it some more.
I would also be curious to know if it's going to leave some sort of mark in the rubber.
Well, I was doing it along the edge of the platen just in case, just to be safe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It's not something you want to go poking around all the time with, but
it's not sharp enough to penetrate the platen. It'll make a small mark, like a type bar mark, like a period. but
not bad.
it goes away immediately. So
Okay. Of course, if you have a really old platen, is it possible that like if the platen is brittle, that it could do some extensive
no, because it
damage?
doesn't impact. It's the
Okay.
needle actually goes into the instead
The
of going
needles-
into the substance, it goes into the mechanism, and that's
Yeah.
what it measures is how far
Yeah,
it
the
goes in.
needle's spring loaded.
Mhm.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I just have a fear of needles, so. Yeah.
All right.
So
Let's
now,
see.
what? Oh, were you gonna show something, Ted?
No, I was just going to comment that Diane is muted and she doesn't have video, so
Yeah.
I think we've lost her.
She might be off doing something.
hmm
And I think Sarah is trying to get back on.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, one thing I'm thinking about for next week's stream
Okay.
is probably in the next couple days, I would post in the typewriter groups and just ask for questions, and then we'll basically have the questions to go through in the stream. So that gives people an opportunity to participate without having to be here in the chat or on camera, and it might make it a little more interesting for them. So
That gets people more involved. I think that's a great idea.
yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I'm just hoping that we get enough questions, but I would imagine we would. But yeah, do either of you have any other topic ideas? Because I'm running a little dry, I must admit.
Typefaces, favorite typefaces.
There you go. That's a good
So
one.
if we did that, we should probably do type samples, have some typed up.
Yes.
And and let's see, probably some maintenance things, right? There's always questions about maintenance of typewriters. Maybe we can talk about.
We can answer questions. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite cleaning method? What kind of solvents do you like to use and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe have a little selection of your favorite little chemicals, and we can show that. And then, like Ted says, answer questions about fixing and repairing. I think that would be pretty useful to people. Hey,
hello, Bernardo.
Bernardo,
Hey.
welcome. How are you?
I'm very well. I just returned home from a failed typewriter hunt.
Oh no.
What were you searching for?
Nothing in particular. There was a flea market.
Okay.
And I saw maybe, I don't know, I saw a Hermes baby, but it was so stuck. The type bars were so stuck I couldn't see if everything else was working okay.
Oh.
But it looked like a
would've got
19.
that.
Oh yeah.
How much were they asking?
It was a very late model. I don't know if 1960s or 70s model, not the early models.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the only typewriter I saw.
Do you know how much they were asking for it?
No, I didn't ask.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It had some quite a bit of chipped paint.
Oh.
So yeah, not the best looking.
Okay.
But yeah. I was listening though for most of the
good
live stream. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Greg, you were mentioning something about the accent keys on on one of your typewriters.
Yes.
One thing I noticed on some of my stickier type bars, the accent keys tended to stick more than the other ones, and I discovered that it was because when the type bar struck on a regular key, there was a spring-loaded piece that pushed them back, and since the accent keys didn't push the piece that allowed the carriage to move forward, then they wouldn't have that extra bit of force pushing them down, and
because
then
they
would
don't
stick
hit
more.
the universal bar.
Interesting. And it's kind of funny you mentioned that, because I that actually happened with this typewriter. One of the accent keys stuck. I was like, oh,
Yeah, there you go.
wow, that's very interesting. So, getting to the topic, like what features do you look for, and what do you just not care for?
Well, sometimes I use the tabs mainly for filling out an envelope for a letter, or
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, or making a shopping list instead of moving the margins. I'll use a tab.
Okay.
One thing I do value is the number 0 key, which saves me 2 shift to those.
Oh
yeah.
The number 1 key is nice, but number 0 key is more important in my opinion, because it saves me from pressing shift.
Yeah.
I do prefer the basket shift over the carrot shift, but I don't the tilting shift is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have the Olympia SM3 with a wide carriage. That's a carriage shift up and down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
this one here isn't.
Yeah.
And Terry's, and it does the tilting shift, like you're saying.
Yeah. I think that's easier on the fingers.
Yes.
I got used to using an index finger on the shift on the SM3 instead of using my pinky. I had, depending on what key I needed to shift, I either used the left or the right hand to press the shift with an index finger, and then press the key I wanted shifted.
Yeah. Now it's kind of funny because I type like this, so I never ever use the right shift. I just find I never use it. I always shift with my left hand and then type whatever character with my right hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are there any other features you look for, or?
I only have the medium-sized portables and the ultra portables. So, yeah, I think my Adler Tippa doesn't have a tabulator, and I don't miss it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I use them just for drafts and for my journal, I also very rarely use the ribbon selector.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. I agree with you. I very rarely use the red tape, the red side of the ribbon. I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not very picky. I am interested on that beginning of the page lever. That looked interesting, and I saw it on one of Joe's videos.
Yeah. Paper injector.
That looked interesting. Yeah. But yeah, none of my machines does that. What I value the most is the touch and the comfort of the keys. That's what most important for me. I have sensitive fingers, and the edges. One of the guys was showing Olympia Traveler Deluxe, and that's one of my €5 machines I recovered. And it works fine. It's just that the edges of the keys are too sharp for me, and after a period of time, my fingertips start to ache, and it's not a good thing.
It is very interesting, all the different styles of the keys. You would think it would be more consistent than it is, but there's so many different kinds. But yeah, those definitely have the more sharp edges. Yeah. What about case? Do you have a case preference? Like, do you like the plastic lids, or you prefer like a suitcase style?
My white carriage SM3 has a big case, wooden case, very heavy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
The SM9 is a more manageable luggage size case, but
Yeah.
the ones I travel with usually have just a clip on shell, and sometimes I take one to school, for example, or I took my tipper on my summer road trips. I think I talked to you last week about this. I just use the plastic shell. Yeah. Last week I saw on one of those Craigslist like sites actually a Groma Calibri with a Portuguese keyboard.
Oh wow.
Oh.
And I was very tempted, but it's very far away from me, and I can't easily go check on it.
Yeah.
It looked like it had one of the platen knobs was missing, I think. And so yeah, it was 85 euros, so it was a little steep for my budget.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still very tempted. I don't know. I never expected to see one with a Portuguese keyboard.
Yeah.
But Joe showing off his, and it's a very, very beautiful machine.
Yeah.
It's very tempting.
I was lucky to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, Sarah.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah. So
nice to see you.
Yeah. So I recently saw a typewriter in a thrift store, which is very, very rare. But fortunately, they post their pictures on Facebook. So I quickly go through their pictures of the new arrivals, and there was a typewriter, and unfortunately, it was like the picture was taken from far back, but you could see the typewriter there. You couldn't see the condition. So I was very, very excited. I messaged them immediately and said, how much is it? Will you take payment over the phone? And when they finally got back to me, I was actually able to go. So I figured, well, rather than pay over the phone, I'll go take a look at it first. And it was a good thing because it was a Royal, probably, I'm guessing from the 30s, with the glass panels on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in rough shape. And they wanted $50 for it. I was like, I do not need a project, especially for $50. If it was $10, it would have been home with me. But for $50, I do not want another project. So, yeah. But I've had very, very poor luck lately. And it was, let's see. First of all, the keys were very, very dirty. And it's the glass key tops, of course, and I think some of the some of the keys were, I don't know if they were bent or is there like a paper label under the glass or?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it turned around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fix that with a pair of sharp scissors or a couple of pins. You can finagle that thing back into place.
Yeah. And what else?
Push it in a circle.
Yeah. It was a complete mess as far as being dirty, and there was something weird going on with the ribbon vibrator. I don't remember what it was, but it did not look right. So I was like, this looks like a major project. So yeah. Plus, the typewriters from the 30s don't really interest
Gregory,
me.
whenever I find those dirty ones,
What's that, Sarah? She's on that delay again.
I think she's frozen.
A bit of delay, but I love a good dirty typewriter.
Now there's a quote.
I think that they mechanically hope for it.
Yeah. There's actually a channel. Is go ahead.
I know how to clean them, and take back to life.
Yeah. There's actually a channel called Just My Typewriter. It's pretty good, And
But there are limits, of course.
yeah, she just recently had a video. It was a very, very short video, like under 2 minutes, about cleaning a typewriter, and she was using simple green. So, and she had some good results with that. Yeah. I would be curious to get some of these other people that do YouTube videos on here and have them as guests as well. There's that one. They make a lot of videos, but they're essentially selling the typewriters. So, but that could still be interesting though to have them on. Yeah.
True.
They've still got opinions.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, maybe you should message them, Gregory, and see if you can get them to show up.
Yeah.
I just remembered last time I promised you a Bulgarian typewriter.
No.
So I'm just gonna quickly go get it, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this one channel. They're one of those sales ones, and what I don't like about their channel is the video is like under 2 minutes. They don't say a word in the whole video. They just type on the machine and then show the type sample, and that's it. It's like that doesn't really help me, you know. I want to know about it, like how it feels and what its quirks are, and
yeah, yep.
Well,
you know, when I was first shopping for typewriters, one of the things I like to do is listen to hear what it sounds like. Yeah, I agree with May on that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be gems on the inside. You just don't know till you clean them up.
Yeah. It must be really rewarding to get them clean, though. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. All right.
I'll have to find a picture to show you sometime, Gregory.
Yeah.
That I cleaned up, and there was literally like nicotine sludge pouring off of it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
This is the one. Can you see?
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll turn on the lights. Just one more second. There we go. Okay. This is branded Alpha 500T. I've also seen it branded Omega, which is kind of funny.
It's the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also Hebros. I've seen it branded as Hebros, Hebros.
Oh.
I know it is made in Bulgaria. It has
So it's a princess mechanism.
For me, it has a big design flaw, which is this bit of plastic.
Oh, yeah.
Impedes me from hitting the space bar.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a pretty big flaw.
I actually just take off. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good thing I only paid €5 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just take the plastic top off when I want to write with it. And use it like, a kind of naked writer,
Yeah. I think that design would work better if the spacebar was raised up, but it's pretty much in line with the.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's like, what were they thinking?
It's the Thumbbuster model.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
I really can't type with it without taking off the plastic top. Yeah, this is the one with the broken bell thing,
Oh, okay.
I haven't worked more on it, but yeah, the carriage was very stuck when I got it, and it was, I got it unstuck just by cleaning, and there was a lot of gunk on the carriage lock, so it didn't move at all. But I got it moving, but it doesn't activate the bell, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a silent typewriter.
Yeah, so that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Indro
Since
says,
we're talking about bells and whistles, this
yeah,
one has
yeah.
neither bells nor whistles.
Yeah, I know. So Indro says cleaning is usually easy. Repair could be tricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I know that cleaning is easy, but I just want to get it working and then just worry about cleaning like someday. Yeah. Because usually it would involve taking apart the case and taking it outside and blowing the dust out, and I just want to use the typewriter.
Indeed.
Yeah.
A lot of times using it does clean it because you shake loose all that stiffness.
Yep.
And
yeah.
A lot of times you can just use a machine and it'll loosen up and start typing again.
It's funny that you say that because I got some typewriter on Shop Goodwill. When I first used it, it worked horribly, and I thought I was gonna have to return it or something. And then a few days later, I started typing on it more, and the more I typed on it, the better it worked. And I was like, "Wow, this actually works." Yeah. Oh, Andrew says that's not her.
It's not him.
Not him. Sorry, not him. The picture is a girl, I believe.
It's his daughter. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now 18. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I think for next week we're gonna. Oh, sorry, it's back again. I think for next week we're gonna do the question and answers, and then maybe the week after that we'll do the typefaces. That'll be a good one.
That sounds good.
That'll be good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have
I'm
anything?
Up for that.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to show us, Bernardo? Because I know you have all these cool things, right?
He was going to show us some coins earlier. Last
did you
time.
want to show us some more of your?
Well, I didn't get a typewriter today, but I got this round box.
Oh.
So, good
Is
thing.
it a ribbon holder? What is that?
So this is a commemorative medal, of course, of the 125th anniversary. Of the Bank of Portugal.
Oh, cool.
And I already had this medal, but I bought it because it had all this, the original box, and this very thin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
It says there were 6 made out of gold, 500 out of silver, and 5,000 out of bronze.
Wow.
I'll show it to you now.
And which do you have?
I have the bronze one, of course.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Very neat.
Wow.
I like this part.
Yeah.
That's neat.
This paper
cool.
actually explains
That's really
the meaning
cool.
behind it. So the dodecahedron on the obverse symbol means totality and perfection in Pythagorean symbology. And on this side, there's a fusion between the column and the tree. The tree meaning life and growth, and the column meaning verticality and firmness.
Wow.
So the author was António Duarte. He was a professor at the Fine Arts School of Lisbon and a very prolific sculptor and medalist.
Wow.
Very neat.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it mostly because of the original box in the description, because I already had this one. I think it's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
looking one.
You actually got me going on eBay looking at metals.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, that's
specifically
awesome.
looking.
That's cool.
I was specifically looking at metals with the rain cross, which is the symbol of Riverside where I live, and it's a very interesting symbol. It's basically a bell with a double cross at the top, and it combines Indian symbology with the missions, like the Spanish missions, that kind of thing. Because that's kind of the history of Riverside where I live. So I was looking at. They had some. They weren't as nice as the ones that you have shown us, though.
I can grab just a couple
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the next
Gregory, I remember you made a stamp.
Made a what?
I believe it was a stamp or something that had that symbol on it you were describing a few weeks ago that had the ring cross.
Yeah, I don't have it handy
A
right
seal,
now.
I believe you said it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, as I told you last time, the classic medals look like this. And I brought a different one today.
Nice.
Yep, two sides.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, this is from the Portuguese Navy. And I got one in a different metal to show you. This is a silver one.
Ooh. That's very nice.
Yep.
I think it's very interesting, the symbology, because it's about a bridge. On the other side, there's a man between the two hills.
Yeah. Now, where do you get these?
Mostly out of flea markets.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's some shops that still sell these firsthand, but yeah, mostly just thrift shops, and although they're very rare, mostly flea markets. Yeah. I wanted to show you a different one that was made in 1969, and it's considered a very important metal in the Portuguese tradition, and it's this one.
Oh wow.
This one, contrary to these are struck like coins. This one is, how do you say? I'm sorry, I'm missing the word.
Cast or
you pour liquid bronze into the mold.
They're like molded or
cast. Thank you. These were cast, and the lettering was punched by the author on every single one of them. This is for the
wow.
The 100th birthday of Carlos Gulbenkian. I don't know if you've heard of him. At one point, he was the richest man in the world. He made his money from oil, and he funded. He made a foundation in Portugal, which has a very, very important museum, and supports all kinds of scientific and artistic research. But this medal there's medals before this one and after this one. The artist started to diverge from the classic struck medal and started making different things. I brought two of them. One of them is this one.
Oh wow!
Very interesting. Yeah. Still it's still roughly a round shape, but people started, you know. And then
Here
I brought
in
you a medal
Riverside,
from. Sorry?
Here in Riverside, we have it's kind of a cross between a sculpture and a sundial, and it's very much like that. It looks a lot like that. Yeah, it's in front of our library.
Nice. And then in my professor's generation, they really got away from the round shapes and started doing something like this. This is also for the Bank of Portugal.
There's an abacus for you, Joe.
Wow.
Hey, there you go. 3, 4, 5. Huh?
That's cool.
That's fun.
I like
Not
that.
sure what kind of math you can do with that, but
Yeah.
there you go.
That's pretty neat.
Half of 10.
Yeah, I was telling you last week. I've been working with that retired professor, and he has a collection of 2,500 of these medals, all Portuguese made or about Portuguese themes.
Wow.
The earliest is from the 16th century.
Wow.
So it's been fascinating. I've been photographing them all and cataloging them. It's been very, very interesting and very, very good learning experience. I think this is a fascinating subject. This is the other one of my other passions.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides typewriters.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you find them interesting as well.
Yeah. Now your goal has to be to find a medal that has a typewriter on it.
Yes.
Sorry?
Your goal has to be finding a medal
You may have to make
that
one.
has a typewriter on it.
Design one.
Well, I haven't found one yet. Maybe I do. Maybe I need to make one myself.
Yeah, there you go. We would love to see that if you make one.
That's a great idea, Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I do think it ties in with things that imprint on a substance.
Very much.
So with typewriters, we have ink imprinting on paper, but then with what you're doing, it's imprinting on metal. There's so many ways to get letters and language onto something that's permanent. And I think that's what we love so much about typewriters too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what about you, Joe?
It's fun to have people
anything
from all
weird
over
on
the
your desk
world.
today?
What was that, Bernardo?
I was asking Joe if there's anything weird on your desk today.
I'm actually, I showed earlier this durometer thingy, and I was actually, the instructions on it said you can calibrate it to 100 using a piece of glass. So I was putting it on a piece of glass and adjusting the little set screw, trying to get it to be a little more accurate. That's what I was doing while you guys were talking. I was kind of half paying attention, and there's a little adjustment thingy here. So anyways, this is a durometer. Bernardo is for measuring the hardness of rubber with this little needle thing here that varies the number here as I go. So yeah, just tinkering around. Sorry. I was paying attention though.
Yeah, you responded to us. Well, I think that's gonna wrap this up. So again, next week we're going to be doing. I'm going to get questions from people on Facebook, and then we're going to go through the questions and respond to their comments, and that will include more people in the live stream. And then the week after that, we're going to be talking about typefaces. So that should be fun. But other than that, I think we're done. And yeah. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time.
Thanks, Gregory.
Thank you for hosting.
Bye, Bernardo.
All right.
Bye, Joe. Bye,
Thank you,
Greg.
Gregory.
Bye, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, Joe. Bye, Bernardo.